What's going on, everybody? It's ShamefulPenguin here, back with another video. Today we're going to get into the early mapping strat I used to build up my currency as soon as I got back into the game. If you guys are curious about where I've been, go check the last video I made. But yeah, we're going to get into early mapping. Basically, you can do the strat once you hit tier 16 maps. There's a lot of mechanics we go into, so I'm going to be explaining all the little bits about it, where we receive different parts of our currency. A lot of it is really kind of harder to judge because of Sentinel League. Sentinels can add a lot of currency to your findings, and rolling them correctly can add a lot more. But I did the really easy low investment way where I just pull one that had like one or two good mods, and then once they die I throw them to a thing, and then I'm going to recombinate them later. So I might make a video on recombinating all of my dead sentinels and all the cool ones and make some really powerful ones and see how much currency I can make off those and compare it. Maybe we'll see. So let's get into the we're going to get into the mapping strategy first. So we're going to have the Atlas passive tree, which is the most important thing for our strategy. Just making sure this is powerful enough to support where we get our currency. Now, there's going to be a few main things that we farm. Expedition is one. Harbingers are great. We get a little bit from Essence and Breach, but our main money maker is definitely Expedition and Harbinger. And Sentinel, I guess you can call Sentinel. The other main way we're making money is not in the map. It's through the Searing Exarch invitation drop. Each one is about 1.2 Exalt, about like 200 Chaos right now every time. So every 28 maps you do, you get one Exalt, 1 and 1.2 Exalts basically. You can have a chance to double the progress, so you can get more. And then also, you can juice up the influence a little bit to make you have more rewards from the altars. So altars are a really strong way of making currency. And then another thing to juice up your Atlas passive tree is we're using the low investment budget. We're not using fragments to juice our maps, and we're not using scarabs. So we're going to be using Stream of Consciousness, which makes it so we can't add fragments to our maps, so we can't juice our maps that high, but we have a 50% more base chance for extra content, and this actually makes it feel a lot more. I could do some more testing to see what the percentage is actually, but it's going to be hard to justify because you can actually block different league mechanics and make extra other content even higher. So we're going to be blocking things like Abyss, Legion, Blight, Ritual, and Metamorph. So our main things, we're going to have Delirium, and we have this little Delirium node just make it more happen more often. We have Blueprints, which I need one more point to take this node, because contracts and blueprints sell very well, as well as rogue markers. You can sell, like, I sold 50k for like an Exalt. I don't know if that's old data, but we'll see. Sacred Grove, because Harvest, I like crafting my jewels, my cluster jewels a lot, but I would definitely take off Harvest if you're not taking advantage of it. Expedition, that's our main moneymaker, and Breach is just a little more pack size. Plus I had enough nodes to take Flash Breach, and I really love this node because it just makes it so much worth your time investment. You pop the Breach, it pops really fast, way bigger pack size, really fun. Strong boxes are another really good mechanic we're using. Harbingers give us a lot of extra currency, and that's basically it. We're putting a little bit of investment into Essence because I really enjoy having a surplus of Essence in my inventory because I can choose to sell it or start self-crafting on my items. I'm a really big fan of crafting your own items. And then we put a lot of investment in maps, so you can see all these little areas are full because we want to sustain our maps as much as possible. And we don't sustain them that well. I believe I got more unlucky. We can check on a different farm to see if I have more influence on that. But yeah, we're gonna go into our findings. So if we look at our maps, you can see that we got a ton of maps, right? But a lot of them weren't necessarily Crimson Temple, which is the one I have favored pretty much across the board. So I don't feel like the favor did as much as I was hoping it would. And also, some of you would be saying that we could take the node singular focus, so it's 200% more chance that we're gonna get our favored map. But then you don't have a chance to get like Cortex or synthesis maps or elder maps or all in shaper maps, and those actually are big money. So I would rather sustain less and have a chance at those than perma sustain. So that's my opinion. If you want to just perma sustain and not think about it, click this node, but I believe this node is kind of a bait, not worth it. So let's get into our findings. I gotta pop up Excellent next to see our findings. Take a snapshot just to look at it. Ignore the loss. I was moving around all my items. So if we look at it, we got a Cortex drop, we got an invitation drop, we got 16 maps, so we half sustained, which is far less than I would have expected. I would have expected about like 25 to sustain, but this isn't a big deal because we got so many other maps that, like, look how many maps we have in our device. Like, yeah, this is finding a lot of other things, but like we have far over 30 maps, so we could just run a few other maps to help boost our sustain, or we could like horizon them or whatever, trade them to people if they're selling for a lot. So I'm not really too worried, because I got some good maps. I got Drox, I got Elder map, I got a Cortex. So I'm a firm believer in thinking that singular focus is a bait node. So oh wait, we got 30, so we've perfect sustained. Oh, I thought we half sustained. So okay, we full sustained our maps. I was wrong. Ignore what I was saying before. We full sustained with all the map nodes, so we could perma sustain. This might fluctuate a little bit, but I think we can over sustain on a good budget, on a on the passive tree we have currently. Some other good currency. Expedition is really good currency. We got a decent amount of exotic coinage. We didn't get too many burial medallions. I don't think we got any. Did we get any? No, we didn't get any burial medallions, so we didn't find Danig at all, unfortunately. But those are worth about like 8C per, so that would have been even more. But we got a lot of small currency, as you can see, which really does add up if you want to sell. Really fleshes out your currency and all that stuff. So we got a bunch of X shards. Those are all from Harbinger. Stacked decks from Harbinger, Expedition, and Sentinel. But yeah, I think Sentinel really boosts our how much money we make. If I had to estimate how much money we made, I mean, we made 3,000 C on 30 maps, so I would say that's close to, that's about 100 C per map, which I think is pretty good. I think that's really good, but a lot of this stuff will take time to sell, like selling all your lessers. I mean, actually, no. If you have bulk of that might be easy to sell. Like selling like fusings. We made a decent amount of fusings. Selling oil, like annulment shards won't sell. You have to just sell the annul. Chisels will be hard to sell. Deli orbs will be easy to sell. Just there's a lot of little stuff in here that's going to be harder to sell. So I would estimate like 2,000 C of sellable stuff, which is pretty good for pretty much no investment. I started out with 30 maps that I farmed myself, and I over sustained, so that's really cool. We made a lot of currency off that, and I'm really enjoying this farming method. If there's anything I would change, I would change no investment into either why am I blanking on heist? No investment in heist if you don't want to sell on TFT, because you can make some really big money. If you get a good blueprint, that could be easily like like 80C for just one blueprint. If you get a good one, like I think it's 80 plus replicas or 80 plus gems are worth like 80C, something like that. There's some really good money in heist, but you're gonna have to have a surplus of contracts and all that stuff to make your time worthwhile, because you're gonna be sitting there typing up your like I copy pasted someone else's and just changed the numbers to how many I had, and that's how I made my post on TFT, and then I sold all my stuff. A lot of the stuff didn't sell, so then like so I think that the earlier on in the league it's gonna be easier to sell because people won't be sustaining all that stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can actually still sell all my stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna invest in the heist too much more, because I don't really like taking my time to sell. Another thing is harvest. Harvest is not great unless you know what you're doing. So if you know how to craft items and just like snipe little like good mods and items, so I use like cluster jewels and regular jewels to mostly craft and harvest. I can make some good money off that. If you have another method, do that. But if you don't really have a game plan for harvest, don't invest into it. But yeah, you can definitely go Eater of Worlds over Searing Exarch. They have the same nodes pretty much right here. Chance to find altars and 10% chance to double. Chance to spawn altar when you go to your map. Double progress. It's like close to the same. I think Eater of Worlds node is better, honestly. But I would rather have this invitation. I think the Searing Exarch invitation is cost slightly more, but you can go either one. And if you wanted to super juice your stuff, you can go Wrath of the Cosmos, where your altar, your currency have chance to be duplicated, but then it makes you take more damage and all that stuff. So this is a really rippy mod. I didn't put it on because I didn't want to die that much. I want to level up my character while mapping. I don't like to use 6 portals as my main terms of defense, as I'm saying that on 4k health. I just changed my build. Trust me, I had 5.5k on my build before I swapped. I used a lot of my currency to buy the Omni, so I'm pretty much broke now. I just pretty much bought Omni, crafted some stuff, but while farming I did not have an Omni build. While farming I was using let's show some of the stuff. I was using this chest piece, which is just mediocre. I just crafted it on a 6th link I bought. I was using, where's my amulet? I was using an amulet. I think I put it in here. Yeah, it's right here. I was using this amulet, which had sovereignty, which was pretty nice. I was just using a bunch of budget items, but I do have a pretty good bow. You can purchase a really good bow for like 5x right now, 6x. You can get like a really, really good bow because of recombinators. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. But that's enough talking about the build, because I'll make a build video later on. I'm not done with this build. There's some issues I'm having with the build right now, so there's a couple things I need to work out. Once I work those out, I'll make the video for you guys. I can make a non-Omni version because that's what I was farming with, and then I'll make an Omni version, which I'm currently working on right now. So I'll have that done in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this gives you an idea of how to farm if you have like not too much currency. Just farm any T16 map. If you can run Expedition, if you enjoy Expedition, you can make a lot of money off it, taking these Expedition nodes that are lighting up. Take this one. You don't really need these nodes. They're kind of out of the way, but if you really like Expedition's all I want to do, go for it. And yeah, oh, by the way, logbooks are worth a lot of money, so make sure you read what your logbook does, because where are they? Some of the logbooks have the boss name on it. Where is it? Is it contains? I thought it had, if it said contains, no. One of my books has a boss on it, so if your logbook has a boss on it, it's worth like 10 times as much as it normally would. So keep that in mind. Don't undervalue your stuff. But yeah, try to sell in bulk, all that good stuff. You can make a lot of currency this league off of plenty of farming methods, so I might be uploading a few more. And that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.